welcome to Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program. And of course, this is the show for seniors, by seniors. Today, we have a great interview for you, a couple of interviews with our instructors that are teaching really excellent classes and classes that will entice you to join us. Registration, you can register now. You can also know that it's a free class. There's no tuition. All you have to be is 55 years or older. So we want to remind you that the registration is still ongoing, but we're going to talk right now with Dr. Jose Baltazar, and we're very fortunate to have him as one of our instructors to teach our wonderful class, which is called Introduction to Mind-Body Medicine. I took this class a couple of years ago. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I learned so much. And so he's going to share with us a little bit about the class and when the class is going to take place. Of course, it's an online class. Hopefully, if the cases go down in El Paso, things open up at the senior centers, at the college, we can be gathering again in person. Hey, how are you, Dr. Baltazar? Thank you for joining us.
I'm doing fine, Mary. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Very good.
I love to be here every time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, your class is about mind, body, and medicine. When does a class start? And I know it's a virtual class, it's online, but we'll show them how to register online if they call our office, and we'll give the number later.
So my class starts next Wednesday, and I'm looking at my calendar, I'm sorry. It's Wednesday, September 8th. And it runs every Wednesday for 10 weeks, and we meet from 6 to 8 p.m.
In the evening.
It's an evening course because my work schedule kind of allows me to present it then. And so that's where we are.
Yeah, what is the science and what you've learned as a PhD in this particular topic area? Mind-body medicine. What is that about?
Well, mind-body medicine is a field in what is called natural medicine or integrative medicine. And basically what it emphasizes is how can I use my mind, right, to strengthen the connection between my mind and my body, and to help my body get better, and also get better mentally also. So there's a strong connection that science has shown between the mind and the body. And so what we learn in this class, to me, is very interesting. These are all mind techniques, right? Mind techniques that when you practice them, they help your body improve its health. And sometimes even, well, not sometimes there's a lot of research that shows that people can heal themselves also by knowing these strategies. We all know the power of the mind. Everybody knows that the mind is very important. How you think is good, it's critical, and things like that, right? But there's specific techniques, and the reason it's called medicine is because there is research behind them. There's specific techniques which I teach in this class that research shows that people improve their health, their mental health, they recover from traumas, they pick up energy, they become more energized to live a longer life and a much happier life also. Yes. So the interesting thing is, to me, right, is that just like medicine, the regular medicine has to be tested and verified and through experiments to show that it's gonna do you good. All these techniques have been put through that process. And so that's what I teach. We usually learn anywhere from 8 to 10 of these techniques. And some of these techniques are already known. It's just what makes them powerful is the research behind them. And so that's what I present to people also in the class.
Very good.
Most of it is practical, practicing these techniques. And we do it over 8 weeks because that way people can get used to using them, coming back to the class, working with a group, how did it go for you? Did you try it? How did it work? And the testimonials that I've gotten are very, very positive all the time, actually.
That was one of my next questions, is that you've been teaching this class in person for the community through your conferences that you have, the Mind Body Medicine conferences. You have written books about it. We'll talk about those books near the end, and remind me, Doctor, if I forget. I want to make sure we promote those books, because there's literature that is available to our seniors and to the family members. And so I was going to ask you, you've been teaching this class for our senior adult program. What are some of the frequently asked questions when they come in? And what are the things that they have learned, or the results when they leave your class?
Well, one comment that I frequently get is that I've taken other classes, like yoga, and I'm not putting them down. It's just I'm taking other classes, but they never, I guess what motivates them to use the techniques is the research that I shared with them.
Okay.
And so that's one thing. So that's a very common comment that I get. The other comments are just, from the first week on or the second week on, I start getting comments like, my blood pressures, I went to the doctor, my blood pressure now is normal, or he cut down the medication to have, he just told me to keep coming to this class. Things like that are related to their health. Another common one is, I've had some more severe illnesses in the class, from the people come looking for answers. And they reported, I remember this gentleman, he was military, he suffered from pulmonary breathing disorder. And he shared right away, like around the fourth class, that he had gone to the doctor, he's able to breathe, he doesn't get the attacks as often. And he said, I'm going to keep practicing this for the rest of my life. And so
That's wonderful. And I remember
yes,
learning your breathing technique, so important to bring oxygen into your brain, into your body. Those deep belly exercises, deep belly
well,
breathing exercises.
that's
Very
the core. That's one of the foundational techniques that we learn right away, because it's foundational to everything else, to all the other techniques. But people who start practicing it right away, they report a lot of benefits in terms of energy, muscle pains go down, or they don't suffer them anymore. They can get along with their family. Things that are things like medicine. It has high side effects, but they are good side effects, right?
And also the emotional state that we are in, it also helps us emotionally, not only physically, the body, but also emotionally. Sometimes those benefits are good as well, right, Dr. Baltazar?
Yes, one thing that I find very helpful, especially during these times, is at least for me and my wife, and I teach these techniques to relatives and friends that are close to me, is, how can I best use this time that I'm not being able to go out and enjoy what I usually do to help myself? So I found that this is an opportunity for people who learn these techniques to actually practice those techniques and keep themselves actually healthy. These techniques, all of them, have been proven to improve the immune system. So, and isn't that what the deal is with the COVID-19? Is the immune system that is compromised, the one that is at most danger. So why not use this time that I can't see other people, right, to practice these techniques and take care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And these techniques are very helpful for that.
And these are things that you can do by yourself on your own at any time, in the morning, at noon, when you're stressed out at the end of the day, when you come home from work, whatever's going on in your life. This is so helpful. I know this class is going to be very valuable to whoever takes this class. The classes are free, by the way. They are available. This class is once a week in the afternoon from 6 to 8, couple of hours that you're going to invest in your health. You're going to learn from Dr. Jose Baltazar, who is our instructor and has been teaching this for years now.
What I have been finding out is that once people become used to just, coming in online and logging in, the learning really is the same, at least for my class, because I can teach the techniques just as well in person or remotely, because really what it takes is practice after that. So of course, it's more exciting to be in the group and all, exchange and get to know other people more intimately. But uh, as far as learning, it's just as good.
And learning the techniques. I know you have your consulting uh, um, and your consulting business, and you have to do things virtually sometimes and continue to work with your patients, your clients, and so virtual is going to be here for a long time. I don't think it's going to end, but I know that our seniors are anxious to meet in person. They have to be very careful when they come to class. They cannot have fever. They cannot be coughing. They need to take those extra precautions when we start going in person. So I want to talk a little bit about your books. Tell me about the wonderful ventures you've been taking with your books. I want to be able to tell people about your credentials.
Yeah, well, but my books all emphasize the use of mind-body techniques and accelerated learning, which is another area that I also teach. But I combine them to make it more powerful for people to take on techniques that help them maintain better health, change their minds, improve their well-being, and manage their life and live their life a lot more productively and even longer as far as health. So I've written three books, all right, but I'll just talk about the last two because of time. One is on anger management.
Woo!
And actually that's a program that I've designed because I saw the need, different to traditional programs in anger management. So I'm actually now promoting it for social workers because a lot of counselors and social workers have bought that book for their reference. So now I'm promoting the whole program and a manual and everything so that they can actually teach these groups. But same thing, the feedback that I've gotten and results are very surprising also a lot of times. So my latest book I have right here behind me, I always keep them to inspire myself for the next one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this one. It's how to live a healthy, happy, long life and prosper without stress.
Woo, that's a great title.
Stress in capitals, right? I wanted the person to see the full effect, but stress is the largest item because all illnesses, all things that throw us off in life have to do with stressful situations. And so I wrote this book especially, well, it's for everybody. It doesn't matter what their issue is or what they're trying to resolve in their life. And the same thing. It's like a program that I designed, and it works for everybody, whatever their need is. And it uses also mind-body medicine, accelerated learning, and other techniques that I've learned in the process.
Very good. Boy, that is quite a title. I'm sure you'll be discussing about living longer in your class with our
Everybody
seniors.
says, your titles have to be short, but I said, no, I want people to see what they're going to learn.
Okay, good. I love that. Very good. Well, thank you for being with us. I'm going to give the phone number of our office and our email in case people are interested in joining your class, which is titled Introduction to Mind-Body Medicine. It is presented and, of course, taught by Dr. Jose Baltazar, one of our instructors with the Senior Adult Program. And it is a Wednesday evening class from 6 to 8 in the evening. And it is going to start September the 8th, but you can still register and still join the class and catch up. There's no problem, even in mid-September. So the number you call is the Senior Adult Program number, area code 915-831-7801. And our email is sap@epcc.edu. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Baltazar, Jose Baltazar. You're a wonderful instructor. We're so grateful to have your expertise in our program. And we certainly hope that you have a very good fall semester.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it.
Okay. And thank you for joining us. All of you will be back with more mature living and more guests about our classes.
Hi, my name is Yvette Lugo. I'm the director for the Area Agency on Aging. Our mission is to try to help older adults stay as independent and in the communities for as long as possible, as well as helping to support family caregivers in their role as caring for their aging loved ones. Our agency offers a variety of services and supports that can help in a variety of situations, everything from basic information and referral to help in the home. We encourage you to please call our office at 533-0998 so that we can try to assist you with your needs. Thank you.
Well, thank you for staying with us here on Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and we want to continue introducing you to our art instructors now. We have Dorian Clouser, who teaches our portrait painting class. She also teaches our drawing class. It's a very popular class. And so she always, her classes always make. Of course, we're teaching them online since COVID. The in-person classes closed a year and a half ago, but she was courageous to start teaching it. And I really do mean courageous, because all of our instructors had to learn to teach online. They had to get the right cameras, the right equipment, technical equipment. And so it's been quite a challenge. And I want to welcome Dorian to our Mature Living show. Hi, Dorian. How are you doing? I'm good. Thank you very much, Mary, for having me. Very good, very good. So I want to just start by, I want to, our viewing audience to learn who you are. And you're a watercolor a painter, an artist, and you belong to organizations. Tell us a little bit about your background as an art enthusiast and artist. Okay, so I'm born in El Paso. I'm a native El Paso person. So I was raised here. I went to school here, and I went to UTEP. I got a degree in teaching art education, and I taught in the public schools in different districts, and I taught for 34 years. I've been retired now 9 years, and I've been doing this. So I'm a signature member of the Rio Bravo Watercolor Society, and I'm currently the president of that. We had a virtual show that I'm very proud that we were able to put on, and that happened in July. I'm a signature member of the New Mexico Watercolor Society. Watercolor is what I most love to do, and I learned a lot of that for 14 years studying under Bill Bissell. And Bill Bissell is still alive here in El Paso, but he doesn't have a studio anymore. So I watercolor, I oil paint, I acrylic paint, and I do the drawing. The watercolor is possible to be used as well as the drawing, acrylic and oil in the portrait class. So some people have taken the drawing class, learned stuff about pencil, charcoal, maybe using a grid, perspective, composition, and then they want to try their hand at portraits. So in portraiture, we do the full front, the face, the shoulders. Then we do a profile, the side view. We might try a 3/4 view. So instead of straight on or on the profile, like you think of an Egyptian in a tomb, you have the 3/4 view where it's a distorted view. You might do the whole figure or the figure more in the chair or standing. We are working with teams, so we're really looking a lot electronically. And as such, I found a lot of things I didn't know about. So when I start joining either a newspaper or an artist or a museum, then I get emails and I keep collecting more. So we talk in gallery to begin each class, and people can show their art in gallery. They can post it in a PowerPoint. In posting it in a PowerPoint, we can all see it clearly. And they can be along the way. It doesn't have to be a finished art, like that. So we've gone to seeing things that are in museums or museum gallery tours. Wow. Gallery exhibits can be just looking at what they have online, which there's so much. I mean, the Louvre is online, the Vatican is online, the National Gallery, the Smithsonian. There's just choose a museum and pretty much they're online now. So you can also look up individual artists. I'm showing students online how to find information for themselves. I've expanded my knowledge by working on teams. I really have. Yeah, absolutely. And this is what the students are going to learn. And, none of us know everything about anything. And so it's really good to come with a good mindset and saying, hey, I'm a novice, but I know my teachers will help me. Some of them are a little more advanced than others, but definitely you put the attention to where they need, where they're at.
Right.
And everybody has talent, right? Whether they're drawing a doggy, maybe their little pet, or they're drawing their grandma, or great, or a grandchild. So a portrait it's just a whole multitude, and different medium, different paints. It's going to be it's always has been an interesting class for me. I do want to say right now, I want you to mention when your classes are, so that if people are considering taking either the drawing class or the portrait painting class online, let's start with the drawing class. When do you teach your drawing class?
It'll be on Fridays, and it's from 10 to 12. It's 2 hours, and it goes for 12 weeks. So the second week of September is when those classes start this semester. The portrait class is on Mondays, and it's 10 to 12. So it's online on Teams. You don't go anywhere. There is a supply list, and we talk about what supplies people buy. I ask everyone to start with where they are, because almost anybody signing up for these classes, they already have an art interest and they have some supplies. Some people have been doing art for years. They just wanted the opportunity or the time to plan or to see what they could learn. So people take the same class over and over again. It might be called Drawing 1, but they're still learning, or it might be called Portrait, but they're still working at changing what the media is, or changing what their subject is, or getting improved ideas. We all learn from each other, just like you said. So when somebody is doing one kind of idea, maybe they're doing their grandchild, maybe they're doing their spouse, then it makes somebody else say, oh, I want to do that. We get excitement, even on Teams. We really are still people. We're still talking to each other, and we're still being motivated and excited by each other's art.
Very, very beautiful. But right now we're still online with these two classes, the drawing and the portrait. I'm glad that you're already registering. We have some students for you that have registered. So I just want to, what has been one of the maybe gratifying things that students have told you after they've joined your class?
I have gotten thank you cards, and I have asked people for evaluation of the class to see what they would like to know. And they have said overwhelmingly that I've given them a lot more than they expected. They can print papers or they can download papers. They have seen where they can go to find supplies, where they can go to find information out. I think that having the show that we have had at the El Paso Community College once a year really is a way of showcasing their work and making them proud. It also lets them see what everyone else has done in other classes. And so that lets them aim high for maybe the next year that they would be in that. So that's something we haven't had for a year.
Yeah.
I think that some of the students have learned calligraphy or drawing or grid, or they have worked with a new media like colored pencils or the colored inks. In the portrait class, they have learned new skills, a new medium, new kinds of tools, like whether it's a palette knife or a brush, or whether they're using a canvas or a board. So they have used that, found that they liked it, and thanked me for it by writing thank you notes with calligraphy or with watercolor or like that. So they are using it in their own lives in ways that they connect with their own family and friends.
And they can even send you their very personalized picture appreciation cards.
Right.
Where they get a blank card and then they draw or they paint. I do want to tell everybody that these mini schedules are available at our office. And I want to give that phone number, because to qualify for these free classes or tuition-free classes with the Senior Adult Program, you must be 55 years and older. So that's important. Also, our continuing education courses are listed in the fall schedule, that the books are already available as well through our office. I want to give our phone number at the office, and many of our instructors have it memorized. Area code 915-831-7801. And you can also email us, and we'll email you the schedule so that you can register We'll show you how to register online. And even in our mini schedule on the back, it shows you how to register online. So we have the mini schedule with how to register online. Our staff is very helpful. And I know you're in the office with us today and with Carol and helping us with these virtual television recording for Mature Living. And so our email is sap@epcc.edu. And we just had Grandparents' Day a week ago and about a week ago. And so we want, if you haven't celebrated with your grandparents, why don't you give them some art supplies and get them started in this art class? That would be a nice gift for Grandparents' Day, even if it's belated, Any last thoughts that you want to mention about your classes? Dorian, you're doing a fantastic job. I see your evaluations from the students. They're very happy with the way you're teaching, what they're learning, and it's keeping them healthy, emotionally, mentally active. And that's what we want. That's been
really, really important. And I do want to emphasize that everybody with the Senior Adult Program bend over backwards to make it successful for the students and the teachers. It's not that difficult to learn teams. I know an awful lot of seniors are intimidated by that, but once you get on, you will find it's so much like Zoom. It really is, and it offers a lot of advantages. So I would encourage anybody who's been saying, no, I just want them in person, to take a class online, to take the Teams class. We've learned, and not everything is perfect, and we all have to kind of work with that, but people who are taking it are so glad that they have.
Yes, and they're learning, and that's our job.
Yes.
And that's why we exist with the Senior Adult Program for so many years. Since 1981, this program has been in existence, and then 30 years with Mature Living. So hopefully our viewers, whether you're a family member and have a grandma and grandpa, or you have a mom and dad that is 55 and older, encourage them to take these online classes. Help them to set up their technology so that they can join us over the screen, over the monitor. They can use a laptop, they can use a PC, you can use a tablet to join with the class. And I know our instructors will help them. There's glitches sometimes, but you know what? All those things get smoothed out over the semester. So.
Yes, they really do. And they become not important in the long run. Thank you very much, Mary Yanis, for having me, and also for doing what you do with the Senior Adult Living, because with the Senior Adult Program, because I tell you, I have seen people cry over that these classes exist. I have seen people say it has mattered so much that they're alone and that they have access to this, that they have spent hours in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning looking up stuff and painting because they have access to those things that we've connected them to.
Very good. So even if you're alone, if you can't sleep at night, you can certainly paint. You can, stay healthy is what's really, really important. Thank you for being with us. We have given our phone number. Our staff is waiting for you to call us. We will help you register. These classes are important for your well-being, and that's why we offer them. Thank you, Dorian. You're doing a fantastic job. Kudos.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll see you all next week on Mature Living. Thank you for being with us, and stay healthy and safe.